All right, good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Panama City. I'm Bob. This is Epic Nearshore Panama City. Today is Sunday, November the 27th or 28th. I can't remember the date. It's the last day of red snapper season for Florida for this year, for 2022. I'm out here by myself this morning. Celia and Ryan were headed back to their house down in Tampa this morning early, and my wife doesn't like to get out of bed at 6:30 to go fishing with me. It's 7:45. It is a very blustery day. It's not terribly cold, but we've got a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind out of the west that has the bay, or all the bays, just chopped up. I'm up in a cove right now, and the waves are running about probably a foot. Behind me, out in the shipping channel, the waves are running about 3 to 4 feet. Maybe not quite 4 feet, but a good solid 2.5 feet to 3 feet. Makes for a very, very tough ride. I was actually headed to St. Andrews State Park to fish the rocks out there at St. Andrews State Park, and decided it was just a little bit rougher than what I wanted to try and run through, and I don't want to have to idle that far. So maybe the wind will lay down a little bit, and we can go out there in a little while. If not, we're going to just see what we can find up in here. I'm actually going to check some spots that I've got marked that I haven't fished in 2 or 3 years, and see if we can find some fish. We can still keep red snapper. I can keep 2 today. My limit is 2, and so we're going to see what we can catch, and hopefully we'll be able to catch some fish. The red snapper fishing this weekend has been very, very tough. We caught 4 on Friday. There's 4 of us fishing. We could keep 8. We kept 4. And then yesterday we were only able to catch 3 keepers. We caught a bunch of snapper, but most of them were small. And so I'm hoping that we can catch a couple today, and see what else we can catch. So we'll get to it. I'm seeing a lot of fish on the depth finder, but they're not on the bottom. They're kind of up in the water column, and I suspect it's probably mostly red snapper. But they're like I said, they're not on the bottom. They're not chasing bait that I can tell. I don't see any big schools of bait. So they're just basically swimming around. But we'll get up in here and see if we can find something that there are some fish on. Or we may just anchor up and see if we can chum them to the boat. This is Cadence 3000 Lux, which doesn't have the same seals as the Stout series does, but it does fine. Just rinse it off after I use it. It's got 15-pound Power Pro braid, 30-pound Trilene big game leader. I've got a 1/0 hook on it and a 3/4 ounce weight. And I'm gonna try some shrimp and see if that if I can get them to actually eat the hook instead of just eating the bait off of it. This rod is actually an inshore rod. I mean a freshwater rod. The Daiwa Exceller. So it doesn't have the same, even though it's a medium heavy action rod, it doesn't have the same action as, say, a typical inshore rod for saltwater. It's a little bit more limber. This is a little mangrove snapper, or gray snapper. And they're really good to eat. And that's not a bad size for here in the bay. Another little red snapper. Seem to be mostly small fish here. I think I'm gonna move a little bit more. We caught a few croakers yesterday, and so I'm gonna put a live croaker on there on my big rod. I'll show you the bottom that I'm looking at. So this is the structure that's down there on the bottom. It's not very big. This is bait that's up in here. You can see some light lines here. That's fish. It's probably like an old oyster bed or something like that. It's just a little bitty piece of structure. And it looks like it's got some fish on it, so we're going to try. Little bitty red snapper. There we go. That's a little better. I don't think it's a keeper, but it's fighting better. Pretty little red snapper. Now the snapper are here. I'm having to stand up on the front deck of the boat because the wind is causing the nose of the boat to bounce violently out of the water. He's not a keeper. I'd put the camera up on the nose of the boat, but the wind is so bad that all you'd hear is the wind. That may be all you can hear now is the wind. I'm going to keep trying for a few minutes. My wife just let me know that Celia and Ryan haven't left yet because they're having problems with their truck. So they may want to come out here and fish for a little while. So we'll see. We'll stick around for a little while. There's a little red snapper. Still not big enough to keep. But apparently he wants to stay in the boat. So I switched over to a little bit smaller line. This is Cadence 4000 stout. It has 20-pound braid on it, 30-pound leader, and a 5/0 hook. The hooks, all my hooks are Mustad Demon Perfect Circle. I'm still using little pieces of cut cigar minnow. I was using my 30-pound rod with 30-pound braid, but switched over to the smaller braid, hoping that it can get to the bottom and I can actually feel anything. With the heavier rod, it's getting to the bottom and I can't feel anything. I've managed to catch a few little snapper and grunts, but I'm not feeling them real well. So maybe with this rod I can feel better. Now I'm gonna call it a day. The wind is just not getting any better. Front of the boat's bouncing like a pogo stick. Me trying to stand up there on it to keep the nose down. It's not fun. I did catch a bunch of small red snapper, a few grunts, nothing to take home and keep. But I'll show you what I'm fishing right here on the pipeline. So you kind of have an idea. So that structure on the bottom, and those are the fish that I'm trying to catch. There's some bait right here coming up. That's some kind of minnows that are swimming around down there. But we're in 36.4 feet of water. So it's nothing crazy. But keep in mind that my trolling motor, or not my trolling motor, but my transducer for my depth finder is on the bottom of my boat in the back end. So it's a couple of feet below the water surface. So it's probably actually 38 feet or thereabouts right here where I'm at. Not terribly deep, but with the wind blowing like it is, I don't know if you can see the waves. How much the nose is bouncing. But it's not fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Think about subscribing to the channel if you want to get updates. Like the video, you know, all the normal things. And we'll see you again next time. Thank you.